Hey, what's up everybody? Master Gall back here again for Shaolin Ing Wing Chun Academy in Nashville, Tennessee. This is the second video in our basic drills series. First video being full cycle Pak Sao drill. Today we're going to discuss Bong Sao Lap Da drill. As I mentioned in the last drill, a lot of different lineages, a lot of different schools do things differently. Doesn't mean they're better or worse than anybody else, they're just different. So you're going to see how we do things, and I'm going to show you how we do them and why. So this drill is linking into the first drill, but I'm not going to show you how to link them yet. I want to keep the drills isolated, help you learn the drill individually, and then later on we'll link them together. So for this drill, first thing I want you to learn is to keep your structure the way you're taught to keep your structure. So the way we do it at Shaolin Ing Wing Chun is our feet are pointed at the same direction, they're not pigeon-toed, and they're on the same line. So I'm rolling my hips forward, I'm caving my chest in, and so this has got this natural structure going on. So for this drill, it's called Bong Sao Lap Da. So what I want to work on is from the right-handed position. My forward hand is going to drop to Bong Sao, and my rear hand is going to come up to check. Now you notice the way I do Bong Sao, the way we do Bong Sao at our academy, is we point the fingers directly towards our opponent. With Bil Jong Sao here, my energy is coming out of my index finger. That's where my projection is. When I turn this over, my energy is coming out of my pinky finger. That's where my projection is. So that's why we do it that way. So we bend the wrist. But I've got my Bong Sao in the middle line, and I've got my Wu Sao in the high line. So now what I'm going to do is grab or lop. This is called pulling hand, lop Sao. I'm going to pull this down. This Bong Sao is going to hewn and come up. Now I want you to notice I start vertically and I go downward. My target is straight ahead of me. So a lot of people, and you'll see this in a minute when I bring my assistant in, a lot of people have this trouble when they roll, they want to come up and over like an overhand back fist. That's not what we want to do. We want a linear attack. So we're here, we get on top of the arm, so our goal is actually this, to go straight in. And again, you'll see that more when my assistant comes back in. So I lop, I hewn Sao, and I roll, and I get to here. They would counter lop and do the same thing you just did. So it's Bong Sao, Wu Sao, Lap Da. Bong Sao, Wu Sao, Lap Da. Okay? But the key to that in our system is never losing touch. We'll go ahead and bring Daniel in here. If you watched the first video, you've met Daniel before. How's it going? Good. Awesome. So, Daniel has not introduced himself. I don't know if that's because he's not shy, or if it's because he's shy, or because I won't let him get a word in edgewise. Either way, that's him. So, yeah, there you go. So, with this drill, same thing, natural stance. So we're both going to get in a natural stance here, and we're going to start at right guard. So what he's going to do is he's going to give me Lap Da. So he's going to go in, gives me Lap Da. Now you'll notice what my Bong Sao is not doing. I'm not elevating it. I'm not using my shoulder like a high rising block in karate. Okay? What we do is called insertion. You see how he's on target here. Okay? Watch my shoulder. See that? So this inserting of my Bong Sao does a couple of different things. I'm going to switch sides so you can see what my hands are on the inside line here. So from right here, you see how he's right on target. When I insert my Bong Sao, see how his hand goes up and away from me. All right? That's why Bong Sao works effectively. It's not that I'm elevating and exposing my ribs. I want to push forward, invade his bubble, and get him offline. Now, if you notice, I can touch him with my Bong Sao. So counterattacks are optional. I mean, you can see where that could happen. So I see a lot of people when they first do this Bong Sao gets elevated. Well, his counterattacks are going right here. So you can see that, I'm sure. So I want to insert this to make his arm go up. Now, what he wants to be conscious of is when I insert my Bong Sao, he wants to be conscious of where his elbow is. if his elbow gets on top of my forearm, this is going to happen. So when he feels me insert that bong sao, he wants to drop his elbow to make sure his elbow stays on that side of my forearm. Now this is just for the drill, by the way, okay? So, show you how we get into this. He gives me lap da. I insert my bong sao, and I've got my wu sao up here. Now one thing you don't want to do, a lot of people will establish this wu sao first before they establish the bong sao. That is bad juju, and I'll show you why. Okay? I lop. Now, he doesn't establish his bong sao, he gets the wu sao going first. What happens is, there's no support here, there's nothing stopping me, and this is just redirection. The double hand trap is almost inevitable, okay? So, I give him lap da. As soon as he feels me pull that hand, that bong sao goes first. So you want to establish this first. The other thing you want to focus on is, as the attacker, like I said earlier, where your elbow is. So once he has inserted this bong sao, I want to make sure I don't continue to extend, because once he feels my elbow go over his forearm, that's going to hurt. So he's got this bong sao and he's established here. Once he's established, I want to get here. Now, from this side of his forearm, the inside of his forearm, to the inside of mine, I want to picture a bolt going between his forearm and my forearm with a wing nut on either side, which means we can swivel all day long, but we can't pull apart, we can't disconnect. So I want to feel where that is. So as I pull him down, notice how I roll. I come underneath, I'm swiveling, getting perpendicular, and then I want to get on top. My target is right there. So getting on top, how he negates me getting on top is that insertion. As I start to push down, he inserts, see where my fist goes, okay? If he does it correctly, I'll be offline. Now he counterattacks, he responds. He pulls it down, he swivels, he gets perpendicular, then he gets on top. I insert, makes his fist go offline. Okay, now I'm going to change sides. He's on right side, I'm on left side. So now what's going to happen is, I'm going to counter grab. So he grabs me up top, and I counter grab this. Now if you look, this arm here, he's already in bong sao angle, bong sao position. So what I want to do is counter grab this, and I'm pulling him straight across, punching with my opposite hand. Okay? That, when I pull him across, that forces him to insert that bong sao correctly. So I give him this, and now we're on the opposite side. He grabs and rolls. And again, you'll notice my hand is staying about here. I'm not going down. The reason I'm not going down is because of his insertion. If he does not insert, this happens. Okay? Go ahead. All right. Now I'm going to show you how to get out of this. Go ahead. I'm going to change sides one more time so you can see it a little better. Okay. Now, to get out of this drill and back to cross hand position, this is how we do it. He grabs me, he pulls me down. What I want to do, my hand that he's grabbing, I want to hyun sao it inside my inside line. And I'm going to rise up his forearm. Now, I'm either going to attack low or high. If I attack low, he's going to feel me on the bottom of his forearm, and I'm going to go to the low-lying palm. If I attack high, he's going to feel me on the outside of his forearm, and I'm doing a spade hand on his right jaw. So I'm going to go low this time. He's going to follow me with a gonda, full cycle technique, okay? So he's giving me gonda. I respond to this one of two ways. It's actually one of three ways, but we're not to the third video yet, so I'm just going to show you the first two ways. The first way is a pak sao, and the second way is a bong sao. I'm going to stay with bong sao now to isolate the drill. So he gives me full cycle technique, I give him bong sao, and I roll again. And we continue to this drill. Now, we can use that exact same technique. I'm going to do it here. He rolls, I go low, he gives me gonda, and I give him pak sao, feeding hand. And we're back to cross hands. All right? So Now he can lock me from here, and we go back into the drill. Okay, I change sides, and then I want to get out of it again. This time I'm going high. He gives me tanda. So low is gonda, high is tanda. I give him a feeding hand. Notice how I check, then I feed. A lot of systems will do that, but I've seen some systems that will try to make a circular feeding hand from here without checking. And the problem I see personally there is that he's punching linearly and I'm defending circularly. And the physics just don't work out for me in that position. So I want to check and give him the feed, and then we're back to cross hand position. Thank you very much. Excuse me. So that's Bong Sao Lap Da drill. So I've shown you how to get into it, how to work both sides, and how to get out of it back into cross hand position. If you've watched the previous video on full cycle Pak Sao, then you know what you can do from cross hand position, and you can see how these could link together. But instead, I'm going to do one more video coming soon that's going to show you the third basic drill we do, and then the fourth video after that is going to show you how to link all of them together and try to bring all of this to a head and culminate. So if you're in the Nashville area and you're interested in practicing Wing Chun, come by. We have a Facebook page. The link is right here, or should be if the person shooting this video did their job correctly. If you're in the Nashville area, we'd love to have you come out. Love to meet with you and see what we can do. If you're not in the Nashville area and you are interested in Wing Chun, there are a lot of good teachers out there, a lot of great systems. Go find yourself a good instructor. There's a ton of them out there. Thanks for watching.